We've got some breaking news out of Washington, D.C. The U.S. Supreme Court there have overturned the landmark Roe versus Wade ruling. That ruling legalized abortion nationwide. We're trying to go to our correspondent Martha Kellner, who's outside the U.S. Supreme Court in Washington. So, Martha, Roe versus Wade has been overturned.
It certainly has. This is a seismic moment for life and law in America. You can see behind me the protesters gathering here, some of them celebrating and hugging. Those are the pro-life crowd, those who are anti-abortion. There are also people here who are devastated. Those are the pro-choice, pro-abortion campaigners. They've been waiting for this moment, waiting to hear what the Supreme Court decided on this hugely consequential case. They were expecting this decision. We had a draft opinion which was leaked last month to an American political website, Politico, which indicated that the Supreme Court justices, which are the highest judges in the land, were minded to overturn the landmark Roe versus Wade ruling, which legalised abortion nationwide in America. That this has now been confirmed doesn't make it any less of an earthquake. Just to put it into context, this dismantles 50 years of legal precedent. It was 1973 when women across America were given the right to choose abortion. That has now been reversed. From today, many millions of women across America will no longer have the right to access abortion. It's been taken away from the Constitution. It's the first time in history a constitutional right like this has been removed. As of today, we expect that 25 or 26 of the 50 states in America will severely restrict or ban abortion. Vast swathes of the southern states of America, the likes of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, also vast swathes of the Midwest, places like Missouri, Michigan, Wisconsin, places where millions and millions of women live. They will no longer have the right to access abortion as they did yesterday. It really is a massive moment for America. It's something that pro-life, anti-abortion campaigners have been asking for decades, and it's been made possible by a newly right-leaning Supreme Court. If I can just briefly explain the makeup of the Supreme Court, it's the 9 highest judges in the land, and they affect the biggest legal decisions in the land, and it's now more conservative leaning than it has been for decades. That's because when former President Donald Trump was in charge, he appointed 3 conservative Supreme Court justices to the court. They are determined to take this court more right-leaning, and as such, they made a decision yesterday which expanded gun rights. Today, they've taken the decision to reverse abortion rights. It really does mean that America, already so bitterly divided, will become even more divided. There will be 2 different Americas when it comes to abortion. It's roughly divided like the electoral map, so you might see blue states and red states lit up on that electoral map that you'll remember from presidential election nights. It roughly follows the same trend when it comes to abortion, so the red states, the Republican states, will further restrict or even ban completely abortion, whereas the blue states will maintain access to abortion. So you'll have this divided America where women living in blue states will continue to be able to access abortion, whereas women living in red states will no longer be able to access abortion unless they can afford to travel across state lines. So you'll have a situation situation where rich women living in Republican states will have access to abortion, women in Democrat states will have access to abortion, but poor women living in Republican states, disproportionately women of colour, will no longer have access to abortion. And there really is the potential for this country to become even more bitterly divided because of this historic decision today.